Hello and what is going on, lovely people of the internet? It is Hootmoney here with another video for you guys today. Today we're going to be talking about Progenity, or Prog. Prog is undergoing a short squeeze. It got the triple signal from Ortex last week, and it's one of the highest flying stocks on the stock market today. As I'm speaking, it's up 34%. I called this one out in my Discord this morning when it was up about 8%, and I do think that this thing has some more room to run. I do think it'll hit $4 to $5 per share in the short term, but I do think it might hit even a little bit higher in the mid to long term. So I'm very happy with Progenity. Obviously it is up a lot on the past month, so it is a lot of added risk to your portfolio if you did want to buy it. And by no means is any of this financial advice, but what's going on in terms of the short squeeze in Progenity, it's pretty crazy, and it's the #1 short squeeze score on Fintel, and it's there for a reason. So I am bullish on Progenity, and with that being said, let's get right into the chart. So as you guys can see, it had the bullish pennant flag forming, and we broke out of that this morning in pre-market, and we're currently up 35% on the day. Now as you guys can see, there's a pretty big sell wall at $3 per share, which we're closely approaching, and as you guys can see, the RSI is definitely a bit overshot. And this doesn't mean that we can't continue to go up, because if you look at the MACD, it's gone a bit higher on the MACD, so we may still have 1 to 2 more days of rallying. But like I said, the $3 resistance point is going to be a tough one to pass. So you can see by the bullish wedge forming, decreasing volume, that this thing was due for a breakout to the up or downside. Obviously I was bullish on this stock, so I believe that it would break out to the upside, and I still see more upside. Again, $4 to $5 price target in the short term. $4 is where it'll get really ugly, as that is Atherium, the hedge fund that we talked about in my last video for Prog. That's their average price, and they're definitely trying to keep it down below $4 per share. So $4 per share can be a huge inflection point. Now one thing that I want to go over right now is that Progenity is currently in price discovery mode. As you guys can see looking at this chart, there's nowhere where it can find a support or resistance point right now, as there's no other price points that it can really go off of. It's at a new high right now in the short term, so no support or resistance points, but it's going to find resistance at that $3 a share just because of where the level 2 is looking. And if we go to the daily chart, it may use some of this price action from back here in June to find a new support or resistance point. There was a little support point back at $3 per share in June that it could now potentially see as a resistance, and then it has $4 a share as well. And it's just kind of crazy looking at this daily chart, because there was absolutely no volume until retail really got interested in the stock, and it was able to collapse like crazy to the downside, obviously with delusion and other news. But with retail coming into the stock, it's not really pushing it up to the same extent, even though the volume is absolutely tremendously higher. So that alone is giving me some type of, I don't know, bad feeling with what's going on behind the scene in Progenity. Anyways, if you guys did want to check out this charting software, it is WeBull Desktop. I'm going to leave a link to the promotion on the screen right now. It's an amazing charting software that you can look at tons of different stocks as well as cryptocurrency investments. You can trade on the platform. You can trade Shiba Inu token, Dogecoin, all of these different meme stocks that I talk about, as well as charting them out and doing some detailed technical analysis. So I definitely recommend checking out this software. It's completely free to use, and they're giving away up to $300 in free stock just for opening an account. But if you wanted to get up to $2,000 as well, you can deposit any amount of money on the platform, even if it's $1. So definitely check that out. It's essentially free money, and let's just get right back into the video. So as we were looking at this, you guys can see it has actually come down just a bit. Perhaps it's preparing for its next leg up, but like I said, $3 a share, it's going to find some resistance just because that's an easy place to put your limit sell order. Anyways, we're going to get right into the juice. As you guys can see, here is my Twitter profile. So I am actually updating you guys on Progenity and bbig throughout the day, as you guys can see here. So if you want some additional content from me and see what I'm thinking on a timely basis, then definitely check out my Twitter. We're at 131 followers right now. I'm going to try to get that up to 200 by the end of the week. That's my goal. Follow me on Twitter. Anyways, we have right here, HC Wainwright begins coverage on Progenity. Now this price target of $4 per share was given on Thursday of last week. So we have institutions that are bullish on the price of Progenity. The consensus estimate for analysts is a $6 price target, giving it a 180% return potential. We also have the short squeeze signals on Ortex type 1, type 2, and type 3. This is the triple signal that has been given to AMC, GameStop, and all of these different stocks, support.com, before they all went absolutely parabolic. So you can't ignore these type 1, type 2, and type 3 signals for a stock. It's 8 days left on the type 1 and type 2, and then 4 days left on the type 3. So needless to say, Progenity is going to be having a wild week, and I am going to be following it each and every single day. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and follow me on my other socials as well, and join the Discord so you never miss a beat here. Anyways, we'll get right into the Ortex data. The cost to borrow is 130%, which is absolutely insane. 30 million shares are currently being shorted, and this is only counting the reported shares that are being shorted, not anything that's going on behind the scenes. And as I mentioned in my previous video on Progenity, which you should definitely check out, is that there is legal naked shorting going on behind the scenes in Progenity. There's so much more to the picture that's just not shown in 30 million shares being shorted. So take that as you will, but the utilization is at 99.88%, so it is pretty much impossible to short Progenity. So people are shorting this stock through in the money put options as well as some other things. So people are now adding synthetic short interest to this stock because of the high utilization, and we have the days to cover at 0.96, which is pretty decent considering that the short interest number of 30 million or 64% of the float is likely much higher due to these synthetic ways to short a stock. Looking at the chart, we can see that Progenity is currently at the highest short interest that it's ever been at. The utilization is as close to 100% as it can be. We had a very large amount of short positions being taken out at around $2 per share last Thursday. You guys can see it on the screen. It was about 7.5 million, which represents about 30% of the current short interest, and only 1.4 million shares were returned. So these shorts that took out this position are really hurting right now, and they're paying that 129% cost to borrow, and they're probably going to have to raise their margin requirements soon in order to not be liquidated. If we're looking at Fintel, you can see that Progenity is currently the number 1 out of 5,470 short squeeze candidates, and it has a 97.36 rating. As of 2 hours ago, there was 0 shares available to be shorted, and as you guys can see, it was hovering over 60,000. So shorts are trying to use as much ammo as possible right now to short the stock, which I don't think is a good idea, because just because it's up so much today doesn't mean this rally can't continue into tomorrow as well. The borrow fee rate on Fintel is 75%, but that was as of 10:15, so a lot could have changed. It's likely much higher than 75%. And as you guys can see, that over the past week, short volume has been going up significantly, well over the 50% range. We don't have any updated data on failure to delivers, but I do expect Progenity to end up on this regulation security list very soon, just because of all the crazy stuff that has been going on in this stock recently. Looking at the whale flow, we have a minimum premium of $10,000 or more, so only big money bets, as well as ask side only, so it's only straight buying call options and buying put options, no selling of either one, just because the selling of those options aren't as clear as to whether the strategy is bullish or bearish. As you guys can see, starting here at 9:30, it has pretty much been entirely bullish in terms of the call option volume. There has been some put options, but it's not any unusual put options, and yeah, it's pretty much entirely bullish. We can show the charts right here, and it'll say the same story, and this is by big money alone. So big money expects more upside in Progenity, and if we scroll down, I mean, it's entirely green right here, and if we scroll down, the expiration date that we're looking at is 11/19/2021, as well as a strike prices of about $3 per share being the second highest, and then $2 as being the highest strike price being purchased. We can also see here, looking at the historical flow, that call option volume is coming up today, and the day isn't over. It's only 1 p.m. right now, so call option volume can definitely go up a lot higher than it is right now, and we can potentially get in a gamma squeeze for that 11.19 expiration if all of these call options right here, you see this huge amount of increased volume leading up to that 11.19 expiration date. If these call options can expire in the money, we could get a huge gamma squeeze. So I'm remaining bullish on this one. I think this one has at least a 2 to 3x from here, $4 to $5 first, and then we'll reevaluate once it reaches that price target. And I'm just excited. I'm just excited to see where Progenity goes. We can also see here that the dark pool volume today is already very high. And guys, whenever there is lots of dark pool volume, you guys can see right here, it lines up perfectly with a huge price increase. So it's just so suspicious, man. When I see a huge influx in dark pool volume, essentially what that screams to me is that institutions are coming in and doing some of their behind the scenes manipulation in order to prevent this thing from really going parabolic. And what you can really do in the dark pool is you can buy up a bunch of a stock, right? And then you can immediately sell it, or even put a sell wall at $3 per share like you see right here. And then the buy order isn't going to show up here on the level 2, but it will show up when you do put a sell order on the level 2. So if you buy shares on the dark pool and sell them on the lit market, it could create downward pressure in a stock. So that's what institutions will do when there is increased dark pool volume. Anyways, that's about it for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed my analysis. That's what we got for Progenity. We did the typical short squeeze analysis that I typically do on this channel, and everything is looking good for Progenity in the upcoming days. The $3 sell wall is gonna be a very hard one to pass, but I don't think it is impossible whatsoever. I do think that this rally could continue into tomorrow, and then potentially we'll see some consolidation for the next leg up. I'm excited for what's to come in Progenity, and I am bullish, but I do have to warn you guys that this stock is up a lot right now, so there's always the potential risks of it coming back down that I have to warn you guys. So don't invest money that you can't afford to lose. I know you hear that all the time, but seriously, you can ruin your life if you go all in on a stock with your entire life savings thinking it's gonna go to the moon, and then something unanticipated happens and it goes down. It happens, so be careful and manage your risk appropriately. If you guys have enjoyed today, please leave that like on the video. Likes on the video are always very highly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel for more and hit those post notifications down below. If you guys did want to check out that charting software that I used throughout this video, it is WeBull Desktop. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description or in the pinned comment section, and if you do make an account there, you get up to $300 in free stock, and if you deposit any amount of money on their platform, you get up to $2,000 in free stock as well. And this promotion ends at the end of October, so don't procrastinate and do it later, because you're gonna miss it out if you wait after October. So act now. That's all I got for the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I will be seeing you guys next time. Peace.